attention to the existence of artificial structures on Mars revealed by Viking and the earlier Mariner 9 mission in a number of television interviews beginning in 1977. The first scientific analysis of the Viking data was published in 1982 in Omni magazine by Vincent Di Pietro, an electrical engineer, and Gregory Molinar, a computer engineer. Their 1982 Omni article was an extract of their 77-page book, Unusual Martian Surface Features, also released that year. They were soon followed by Richard Hoagland, who in 1987 authored The Monuments of Mars, A City on the Edge of Forever, and Hertak, who co-authored The Face on Mars, Evidence of a Lost Martian Civilization in 1989. Officially, NASA cast scorn on the analyses of Hertak, Di Pietro and Hoagland about the Cydonia region containing the remains of an ancient Martian civilization. Nevertheless, other US government agencies were very interested in Hertak, Di Pietro and Hoagland's analyses. A declassified Central Intelligence Agency document reveals that in 1984 the CIA employed a psychic remote viewer to look at a region of Mars as it was approximately 1 million years ago. The remote viewer, Joseph McMoneagle, who was not aware that the coordinates given were on the planet Mars, described seeing pyramids, futuristic technologies, and a very tall, human-looking civilization facing impending environmental calamity. What makes the CIA document remarkable is that the coordinates provided to the remote viewer, Joseph McMoneagle, were of the Cydonia region as depicted in the 1976 Viking orbiter images of Mars. There are many questions about microbial and ancient intelligent life on Mars that the Chinese will begin to answer for themselves with the upcoming Tianwen-1 mission. However, the more interesting questions to heaven are whether indigenous intelligent life continues to exist on Mars and whether in the 1950s/1960s a German space colony was established there with US funding and logistical support. The first report of a German colony being established on Mars came from a Bulgarian electrical engineer, Vladimir Terzinsky, in the early 1990s. Terzinsky gave lectures around the US from 1991 to 1993, showing documents and videos of Nazi SS flying saucer prototypes and of a space operations center established in Antarctica by the Germans. In the 1950s, after agreements had been reached between the Eisenhower administration and the German breakaway colony in Antarctica, US resources began to flow to the Germans' secret space program. This was done under cover of the Apollo program, which was run by German paperclip scientists holding senior leadership positions in NASA. In Chapter 12 of the US Air Force secret space program, I explain how the Apollo program was used to funnel resources and personnel to help the Germans establish colonies on the Moon, Mars, and elsewhere in deep space. The German and US cooperation largely took place through a corporate consortium involving leading German and US corporations. In 1989, an electrical contractor, Al Bielek, came forward to allege that he and his brother, Duncan Cameron, were taken to Mars through a jump room or teleportation device located at Montauk, Long Island, New York. In interviews, Bielek confirmed the accuracy of the Alternative 3 scenario involving the establishment of bases on the surface of Mars for a continuity of species program as first revealed in a mock British TV documentary. Bielek said he and Cameron were sent by teleportation technology into ancient bases in the interior of Mars on multiple occasions. He described these bases as approximately 20,000 years old, built by human-looking extraterrestrials and long ago deserted. Along with another witness, the electrical engineer Preston Nichols, all the witnesses emphasized the role of Operation Paperclip German scientists who were very much involved in setting up and running the Montauk project. In 2000, Michael Ralph came forward to reveal that he had spent 20 years on Mars as a pilot and a psychic on a highly classified space program. His experiences were detailed in a 2-volume series called The Mars Records. He was the first person to come forward claiming to have participated in a 20 back program, wherein an individual is age regressed and sent back in time to his or her initial deployment after serving for 20 years in a secret space program. Ralph's incredible story was followed in April 2014 by Randy Kramer, who claimed to have spent 17 years on Mars after being signed into the 20 back program on a secret moon base called Lunar Operations Command in 1987. He says that his primary mission was as a space marine protecting a corporate-run Mars colony from indigenous life that was highly intelligent, territorial and aggressive. Corey Good first came forward in October 2014 and early 2015, revealing his own experiences in a Navy-run secret space program, Solar Warden, and how he had on several occasions travelled to Mars to service equipment for a corporate-run program where Germans occupied senior leadership positions. Good later revealed a more recent trip to Mars in 2015 about how the Mars German colonies were providing advanced technology to as many as 900 different extraterrestrial civilizations. I compared Ralph, Kramer and Good's respective 20 back secret space program experiences in Insiders Reveal Secret Space Programs, published in 2015. The congruity of their independent claims was highly significant and supported the idea of advanced Martian colonies established by a German-US corporate alliance. There continue to be more alleged insiders coming forward with sensational claims of having travelled to Mars and being forced to work with a German-run secret space program in deep interstellar space. While such claims continue to raise controversy, the scope of the information and the credentials of some of the insiders is impressive. The mounting testimonial and documentary evidence of intelligent life on Mars and of the establishment of breakaway German and US corporate-run colonies there would certainly raise legitimate questions for China, especially as it is soon to launch its first official mission to Mars. In Rise of the Red Dragon, Origins and Threat of China's Secret Space Program, I explain how China has long held suspicions about UFOs being a Western trick trying to sidetrack from genuine research paths. In short, China has long suspected that UFOs were surveillance craft belonging to the US and the Soviet Union/Russia rather than being extraterrestrial in origin. More recently, China has developed squadrons of anti-gravity spacecraft and is using its conventional rocket-powered space program as a cover for its true military operations in space. By 2030, China aims to achieve strategic dominance in space, which includes the ability to carry out a space Pearl Harbor against the US if required. China's upcoming Tianwen-1 mission will begin the difficult task of answering key questions about the history of intelligent life on Mars and of alleged corporate-run colonies secretly operating on the Red Planet. The definitive answers China finds to such questions are likely to shock their military and scientific establishment to the core. China will confirm that it is a latecomer to human operations on Mars and is far behind what the German and US corporate alliance have established there, dating as far back as the 1950s/1960s. China's Tianwen-1 mission will likely confirm multiple insider accounts of secret Mars bases and encounter some of the Germans' advanced anti-gravity spacecraft. It's likely to begin the challenging negotiating process that lies ahead if China wants to establish a long-term presence on Mars and hopes to participate in the remarkable scientific developments that are secretly occurring there under German control. This has been Dr. Michael Sala with exopolitics.org. I also have a backup website at michaelsala.com.
Hey guys, 2 days ago, the US government finally accepts that UFOs are real. The sightings are real and UFOs exist. Now this changes everything. These videos were filmed many years ago by US Navy pilots who were flying from their aircraft and they find these UFOs mid-air. The US government took so long to officially accept and declassify this. And what we see is just insane. The UFO is flying at an insane speed faster than sound. This is called hypersonic speed. And watch how it slowly rotates while moving at the speed. Now, why are flying saucers so fancy to us? What if the UFOs just had wings and tails? Why are we fascinated at the UFOs which look round like a ring or like flying saucers? Because we don't understand how these UFOs can fly. Because there are no wings, there are no tails like airplanes, no rotating blades like helicopters or drones, and no exhaust coming out of it. They're flying above water, capable of vertically going up at an insane speed and just rotate at will. What kind of technology exists outside the Earth? There's no way this is a natural object. It has to be created by an intelligent being to move like this. This is defying the laws of physics of this planet. I mean, how can this UFO propel itself, apparently going against the wind and going against the aerodynamic principles? And they interviewed the pilot who actually filmed one of these videos, and he clearly says, this is not from this planet. This UFO is not from this planet. It was not made by human beings. It cannot be a natural object, and it is not from this planet. This is clearly an alien spacecraft. There's no way you or I can capture this. Well, it was moving at a speed of 138 miles an hour, and it was flying at an elevation of 28,000 feet. That's very high, okay? And we know, because of this height, this is not a bird or a group of birds, because birds don't fly at this insane height. Now, remember, all these clips are actually old. One was shot in 2004, another one in 2015, and these were leaked unofficially. And here's the beauty. When the public saw these videos, a majority of people actually said these were fake videos. And now, after all these years, the US government comes out and confirms that yes, these are authentic videos of UFOs. Now, this announcement turns the table because from now on, people who believe in UFOs and aliens are no longer conspiracy theorists because they are right. And people who doubted UFOs and doubt the existence of aliens, they are no longer mainstream people. They have become the weirdos now. Remember, guys, just a few weeks ago, I told you why the governments around the world are not comfortable releasing all the information about aliens and UFOs because there would be global panic. I talked about this in the COVID-19 video, the coronavirus video, which was deleted. But the alien disclosure is happening step by step. In the past year, it is now accepted by mainstream science that aliens do exist in the universe. It's no longer considered scientific to believe that Earth is the only planet in the entire universe which has life, because the universe is so vast, and scientists now, they have accepted that yes, aliens do exist and there are other planets which do have life. Okay. Now, this recent disclosure is so important because it means that intelligent extraterrestrial beings are visiting our planet. They are visiting Earth. Now, this is the next step to alien disclosure. Okay. Now, you know that there are thousands and thousands of UFO footage held by governments around the world. Now, this is just 3 of them. The US government has loads and loads of UFO footage. It just does not want to release them. And this is not just an opinion coming from me. Even top politicians accept that this is a fact. Now, look at this tweet from a senator. You can clearly see that this is the opinion of many people, that we are just scratching the surface of the materials that are actually available. Okay, there's tons of footage around the world which prove the existence of UFOs.
How was that? It's fucking strange. It's moving. It doesn't look. What? Look at that. Holy shit. What is going on? Nothing that it could be suspended by. It's fucking weird.